Sometimes the hardest part about dating is just knowing how to get the conversation started in the first place. Let's help you with that. Hey, welcome to Online for Love, your #1 resource for dating by the numbers. Today we're going to be going over all of the best conversation starters for first dates. Before we dive into all of these conversation starters though, before you can even get on the date and start talking on the date, you have to set up that date by sending the very first message. And in order to help you out, we actually have a free online dating opener formula, which is going to triple your response rates on any dating app or dating site out there. So do not forget to check that out. It's completely free. That's going to be linked above me and in the description down below. So this is the best way to figure out what to first send to somebody online. While you're at it, do not forget to check out our free online dating app quiz, which will also be linked above me and in the description down below. This quiz will pair you with your perfect online dating site or dating app. It's completely free, fun, easy, all of that, so do not forget to check that out. Actually, go ahead, click the link to the quiz, then come on back here and comment below what your results are because we would love to know. Going on dates can be a whole daunting process, and one of the most daunting parts of it is actually just getting the conversation started in the first place. Sometimes you might have awkward silences, or you just don't know how to keep the ball going. It happens to everybody, so the best thing that you can do is be prepared with a bunch of conversation starters ready in your back pocket to bring out if need be. So if ever you're finding the conversation lulling, you're not sure what to say next, just keep these in mind and hopefully that should help you out to be able to move on to the next topic and begin a whole conversation. So let's get into some of these conversation starters to get the ball rolling in one of your first dates to get to know somebody else. So let's start out. Something that you could ask to get the conversation started is, what album do you know backwards and forwards? Or you can use interchangeably album with movie or book, but this is a great way to gauge, what are they into? What kind of media do they like? What kind of media do they really like that they know it word for word, You can find out their favorite music albums, their favorite movies, books, etc. And this is a really great way to lead into talking about all that sorts of stuff with them. Maybe you could also ask something to start a conversation that could go along the lines of, what is something that you're really proud of? So this maybe seems a little bit interviewee, but people are proud of what they do. They probably want to talk about their passions with you. So to start off a conversation this way can hopefully get them talking about whatever it is that they are very, very interested in, what they care about, what they're pouring their love and their heart and their time and interest into. And that can really reveal a lot about themselves. Another question that you can ask to get the conversation going is, what do you like to do in your free time? Or what do you like to do for fun? So obviously this is an important question. You want to know what people are doing when they have time off to themselves. Are they just homebodies who want to watch Netflix all day? Do they go hiking? Are they painting? What are they doing in their free time? And to get started talking about your hobbies is just a great way to get the conversation rolling. Then you can riff off of all of your different hobbies and what you like to do, what you don't like to do, etc. Something that you should like to do is to like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying it so far. So it really helps us out when you give our videos a thumbs up, because that shows YouTube that people are interested in liking our videos. And so YouTube pushes our content out for more people to see. So we would really appreciate your thumbs up and your subscriptions. But now let's roll into a next question that we could ask to get a conversation started. Who is the most interesting person that you've ever met? So this can reveal a lot about who they consider interesting, why they consider it interesting. They can talk about some cool people they have met. Maybe it's some celebrities, maybe it's just some interesting or really inspiring people who have a great story to tell. Maybe it's just some very interesting encounters in a park. Who knows? But you can start talking about some cool stories this way. You can open up a dialogue. Next up is a really simple one. It might seem very obvious, but you can just simply ask, how was your day today? What did you do? So obviously this is one of the easiest go-to ones that most people will know, but don't underestimate just showing interest in what that person is doing on a day-to-day basis. Maybe they did have some cool things happen or some troubling things or things they would love to talk about, but without actually being asked, they're not going to just offer that information up. So do not forget to ask about the mundane, because usually people would still like to talk about it. Something else you could ask is, if you could take a vacation anywhere in the world, where would you love to go? So people love to talk about their passions, what they're interested in, their goals, etc. So this is a great one to open up. And talking about travel is a great bonding thing to link two people together. You can then share the places you've been to, places you would love to go, what do you like about this destination, so what kind of vacation would be perfect for you. And yeah, talking about future plans is a really great way to bond together. So this is a great question to ask, to talk about all sorts of things. And also the act of thinking about a lovely time with someone else can sort sort of make you guys even have a better time together because you're still visualizing even better times. So talking about a dream vacation is a really good way to go to get some conversation going, some happy, good conversation going. Another great conversation starter is to ask, what is one of the boldest things that you've ever done? It is interesting to hear some fun stories, and it'll make the other person seem like really cool, possibly, to talk about one of the boldest things that they've ever done. Another great conversation starter is spill the beans of the worst date that you've ever been on. And key points if you actually make this specific to the dating app that you have met this person on, assuming you've met them through a dating app. So if you're meeting up with someone from Hinge, you could say, okay, what's the worst Hinge date you've ever been on? You know, make it specific to however it is that you met. But this is a really interesting thing to talk about. You can also use this as a gauge to see what do they consider bad behavior on a date and avoid doing that. Assuming you do use a dating app, you will have to send a very good first message in order to get their attention enough to ever get to the point where you'll be on a real date in real life. So in order to help you out with that, we actually have a free online dating opener formula, which is going to triple your response rate on any dating site or dating app. It's totally free. That's going to be linked above me and in the description down below. Do not forget to check that out so that you can send the best first messages to whoever you're interested to on any dating site or dating app. Something else you can do to start a conversation is, so what are some of your guilty pleasures? So maybe they like to watch a lot of trash TV or read trash magazines or eat a lot of, I don't know, junk food, whatever their guilty pleasures are. It can be kind of fun just to chat about that and see where you connect on that. Another great one is, are you a cat or a dog person? So this can work in a few ways. One, you know, in a typical way, this could show a little bit of aspects of their personality. You know, typically people who love dogs tend to be seen as more outgoing. People who really love cats seem to be seen as a little bit more introverted, so you can see where they stand on that scale. But also, they might not be either. Maybe they like lizards, maybe they like birds. You can use this to see what kind of pets they have or would like to have. You could also use the same logic when you ask something like, are you an indoors or outdoors type of person? Oh, before we continue, actually, we should do a question of the day. So, question for you. What do you love talking about when you're on first dates, and what would you rather avoid? So maybe you love talking about plans you have for the future, or your hobbies, or the major things about you. Maybe you hate talking about your plans for the future or your hobbies, or you hate if they ask you personal questions, or whatever. What are your pet peeves, and what are things that you like to be talked about and talking about on your first date? So leave everything down below in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. But let's continue on with some more question examples. Something else you could ask to initiate a good conversation, hopefully, is, what are you looking for in a relationship or your next partner? So this might be a little bit much to ask right off of the bat, but eventually throughout your date, you should be able to hopefully ask this, and this can work in a few ways. This can get them talking about what it is that they're looking for, obviously, and this can just help you to see what it is that they actually want, see how you guys align, and then you can choose how you want to proceed from there. But it's sort of an important question as well as a conversation starter. So now I'm going to just sort of rattle off some other questions and conversation starters that you could possibly be using. So let's go over a few more. What was the last book or movie, etc., that you got really into? What are some amazing adventures that you've been on? What pets have you had? What's your favorite alcoholic drink? What are you kind of obsessed with these days? Where have you traveled? What's your favorite international food? Are you a morning person or a night owl? What's your favorite restaurant? How many siblings do you have? What would be your dream job? What would you do if you had enough money to not need a job? Who's your favorite author? What was the last show you binge watched? What TV series do you keep coming back to and rewatching? What hobbies would you like to get into if you had the time and money? If there was an Olympics for everyday activities, what activity would you have a good chance at winning a medal in? So that's going to wrap it up for all of our suggestions for conversation starters. So keep in mind not to bombard your date with a whole bunch of questions or topics right off the bat. Make sure to riff off of whatever answers they give you. Use these as a guide, as help to get some conversation flowing, but not the end all be all. Make sure to follow the natural progression of whatever it is that you were talking about. Keep these suggestions in your back pocket for your next first date or whatever type of date, so that hopefully you'll have something to say when the conversation lulls, to avoid any awkward silences or to just get conversation going again. So hopefully these can help you out. Don't forget to leave your own suggestions down in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to check out our free opener formula. This is going to triple your response rate on a host of different dating sites and dating apps. That's going to be linked above me and in the description down below. Also, do not forget to check out our our free online dating app quiz, which will also be linked above me and in the description box down below. This will pair you with your perfect online dating site or dating app. It's quick, easy, fun, totally free, so do not forget to check that out. Click the link above me or in the description once again. Now that you are just about done with this video, make sure to watch some of our other ones popping up on either side of me here. Do not forget to answer the question of the day. What do you like to talk about on your first dates, and what would you rather avoid talking about? Leave your comments, anecdotes, everything down in the comments below. We love to hear from you. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you liked it and subscribe if you loved it, and hopefully we'll see you here again at Online for Love. Thanks, bye!